Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the State Basketball Centre in Victoria for the 2019 National Junior Classic Under-18 Boys Grand Final. Steve Chalmers with you. A slight change in the commentary box. Jenny Screen out and Ash Arnott in. Welcome to you, Ash. What are we looking forward to today between the Melbourne Tigers and the Sturt Sabres?
Well, firstly, thanks for having me. I'm excited for this game, and I'm really excited about some of these matchups we get to witness today, starting with best friends Seb Griffin and Josh Giddey, two of the best guards in the country going against each other. And then the battle between the guards of like Lizelle, Tom Coppers against the Dwyer boys, who are, funnily enough, same last name, not related, but they play very similar. Aggressive, can shoot the ball, and they get up and in defensively. So really excited. Two different game plans. Two different styles, but it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm excited.
I have been well informed pre-game that the two Dyer boys are not related. We've obviously gone through some South Australian basketball for a little while. And did you say long distance friendship between a couple of boys?
Yeah, so Griffin and Giddey became very good friends when they played back in the under-12 SSV, School Sport Australia. I call it SSV because of Victoria, but School Sport Australia event. And ever since then, they've remained very good friends. They have little vacations at each other's house. One travels to the other, and still to this day, they remain good friends. But I tell you what, when they play on each other, it is a great battle to watch.
That is brilliant. Well, let me tell you, between those two teams, there is a very, very good history. This is their third Classics Grand Final between the two sides. The first one was in 2015 in the under-14 division where Melbourne Tigers won by the 25 points. Then they met again in the under-16s in 2017 where Sturt repaid the favour, winning by 21. So the ledger is tied at 1-1, and we go into the 2019 version to see who can take advantage of that ledger. Sturt Sabres with the ball and we're underway in the under-18 2019 National Junior Classic Grand Final. Here's Christie. Tyson Dyer, blocked by Lockwood. And Giddey with the ball. Here's Twig. Now Giddey. And if my mail is correct, I think we'll be seeing a lot of Josh Giddey with ball in hand today. And a putback slam by Jordan Adams to get things underway. And the Tigers have started with a bang. Griffin inside to Christie. What can he muster up? Short. And Twig the rebound. Giddey looks up the floor, finds Adams. Now back out to Bond. Giddey gets the screen from Lockwood. Attacks the paint. Strong right-handed drive. Will earn himself a trip to the line for two.
And that's going to be the challenge today for Sturt, their ability to show numbers towards Giddey on penetration, but to make sure they're not leaving the shooters wide open. Did a great job before forcing that shot in the corner, but just forgot the box out. Then at the other end, the ball's moving well for Sturt. Just got to finish those little gimmies inside.
Our starters today for the Tigers: Giddey, Twig, Lockwood, Adams and Bond. For the Sabres: Christie, Mitchell, Griffin, Tyson Dyer and Joel Dyer. Here's Joel Dyer. Finds Mitchell with a nice little shovel pass. The shot wasn't to go, however. At this point in time, to mention our head coaches for the grand final: Warwick Giddey, Jason Williams, funnily enough, played each other in the NBL once upon a time. Obviously, Williams, a former 36er, Giddey, a former Tiger. So these relationships go absolutely way back. Giddy, in and out. Tyson Dyer, coast to coast, straight to the rack. That one's no good. And the Tigers just looking like they want to play in the half court. Great spin move, kicks that one out. Adams. Now Bond for 3. That one doesn't go. Here's Joel Dyer. Cuts to the rack. Great little finish. Composed.
And you're right, Steve. You can see with the two different styles, Melbourne Tigers are going to want to make Sturt slow the game down, play in the half court, where Sturt, when they get it, they want to go and they want to play fast.
And how's the excellent finish there from Josh Giddy? Splits the double. And a great little finger roll with his right hand.
He's just so damaging out of that pick and roll game. That won't be the last time that he gets to the rack that easily.
Wayward pass there by Seb Griffin.
And Sturt just finding their way into the game. Once they get comfortable, you're going to see a lot of penetration, kicking out to these open shooters. When they get hot, they get hot. It'll be a long run of momentum for them.
Absolutely. Bonds, that one's short. Tyson Dyer. Long 3 by Joel Dyer. And that gets them back to within 1. And you're right, here's the change of pace. Every time we go up and down the floor, even after a score, great back cut by Pat Twigg and great vision by Josh Giddy. That's exactly what you're going to see.
This Melbourne Tigers core have been together for a while. They obviously play in that shuffle. They've played before Warwick Giddy for a long time. They all know all the ins and outs of this play. And it just shows there the backdoor cut from half court.
Tyson Dyer. Mitchell gets his man up in the air, tries to find one inside to Christie. And Twigg doesn't get that one to go at the rim. Mitchell going the other way. Finds Griffin. No good. They've had a couple of good looks, have Sturt, in the opening parts of this game. Just haven't quite settled down yet. Twigg finding Adams. It seems as though there is a couple of rushed shots in this opening quarter. There's Griffin getting a wedgie.
Yeah, and sometimes the way, especially with the Sturt team, they do like to play with high tempo, and when you play that game style, sometimes the execution can be way too fast. So a couple of these layups that they normally expect to make have rolled in and out, especially at the atmosphere of the game it is, grand final. It normally takes a couple of minutes just for the players to relax and realise it is just another game. They've just got to be comfortable doing their thing. Melbourne Tigers, they are very good at just taking their time. You see with Giddy right now, finding the right option. They're happy to shoot the ball. 5 seconds left in the shot clock.
Here's Christie. Outside, Pryor. His first action of the game. Long 3, Joel Dyer. That one's good. Great shooter, Joel Dyer. We've got a tied ball game at 8 in the early stages of this contest. Great little curl cut there. Jordan Adams doesn't bounce in. Sabres out and running the other way.
I'd be finding Dyer right now.
Griffin with his right hand. That one's good, and the foul.
Griffin's fresh off the under-18 national championships where he got a silver medal with South Australia, and at those championships, Steve, he was so damaging when going right-handed, and you're seeing that move right there. When he decides to go right and get 2 feet in the paint, I don't think there's many in the country that can stop him.
Just a little hesitation move. You saw it on the replay there from the baseline. You mentioned being part of the silver medal team. 6 of them
in
this squad.
And Rasmussen has just subbed into Sturt. Watch out for him today. He's definitely a spark off the bench and has the ability to flat out score.
Giddy, the skip pass. Ends up back in his hands. It's a tough matchup for anyone who's facing Josh Giddy. Just the size, the length, kick out. Robertson. Joel Dyer. He's the guy you want with ball in hand in this opening quarter if you're the Sturt Sabres. Griffin attacks the paint. Again, right hand. You mentioned it, Ash Arnott. There's 2 in a row. Seb Griffin.
Really nice Iverson cut over the top of his teammates there into an isolation on this left-hand side. But the Melbourne Tiger boy's got to know when he catches, he wants to go right.
Giddy inside. Robertson doesn't get that one to roll in. Got a couple of opportunities now, back-to-back. Long pass. Here's Christie. Strong finish. May have caught one to the chops. And it's forced Warwick Giddy into his first time out of the contest because Sturt have skipped away here to a 15-8 lead, and it's a 7-0 run to the Sabres. What have you liked thus far from the South Australian side?
Well, just really good job by Grisky there to keep rim running, making them work, making Charlie Lockwood and Jordan Adams, and Robertson always accountable, making sure they get back. It's Sturt do a really good job of taking that ball out of the net and pushing it. Just took the first couple of minutes to find their timing, to find the right tempo where their skill set allows them to be damaging. And for Melbourne Tigers, they looked really deadly in the first couple of possessions because that ball moved to the second side, to the third side. Then that ball's getting back in Giddy's hands where he can be really damaging. So that timeout, it's a necessary timeout. It's a timely timeout, Steve, and it gives Woz a chance to last 53 seconds, find some composure, see if they can't get a score and a stop on the board, and they've got a great game in their hands.
Absolutely. The last couple of times the Tigers have had some great looks through Robertson, Twig. They've had a couple of shots just rim out, so it could easily have been going both ways. But Sturt skipped away. It's exactly the start that they were after. And Joel Dyer's couple of three-pointers have certainly helped.
It looks like Pryor for Sturt Sabres has come in to try and ruffle Giddy's feathers, showing close attention.
And here they are on screen. Quinlan. Now Twig. Into Giddy. Low post. Out to Matejka. That one's short. Here's Griffin. Christie had a nice seal inside, decides not to go with him, does late, but right to his feet. He's hustling hard, is Ben Christie. Shot clock winding down. Here's Rasmussen. Straight to the cup. Great take as the shot clock expires. Seconds winding down in the opening quarter. We're down to 5 seconds. Here's Giddy. What can he muster up? Pull up. That one's no good, and that is the end of the first quarter. And you just saw Josh Giddy and Jalen Pryor just have a little meet and greet at the quarter time buzzer. Josh Giddy a little bit frustrated, as you can see.
Yeah, Coach Warwick's just asking the question, not really liking the attention that's been shown to his son. But that's going to be an exciting matchup to watch throughout the game. I think just for the Melbourne Tigers, boys, they know you could see the Sturt defenders when Giddy's got the ball. They're coming off that help a little bit extra to make sure he doesn't get any easy lanes to the basket. So the rest of the Melbourne Tigers team, they have to be on that three, ready to shoot. They know the ball's going to be kicked out. So it's just making sure, what are they doing to ensure that they're ready to shoot so they get the best chance. And then for the Sturt boys, really like what they're doing. That ball is just moving around the three, forcing long closeouts, and then when Rasmussen, Griffin, the Dyer boys, when they get a chance to attack a long closeout, it's going to be very damaging for the Sabres.
For those unaware, these two teams were in the exact same pool over the course of the weekend. They actually met on the Saturday. Sturt getting the chocolates, 54-49. Joel Dyer with 14, Griffin 10, Rasmussen 10. For Melbourne, Giddy 13, Lockwood 10, and Adams 10. So the Tigers will be looking to reverse the trend from Saturday, as these are the two best teams in the land battling out on centre court at the State Basketball Centre on Monday afternoon. Second quarter about to get underway in favour of the Sturt Sabres.
Sturt's gone smaller now, so expect a perimeter heavy game in terms of getting that ball around and attacking, getting 2 feet in the paint. Tame Mitchell, he's a damaging five-man right now with his speed against Charlie Lockwood.
Here's Rasmussen, skip pass, Jalen Pryor. The foul being called, however. And the shot would not have counted if it had dropped anyway. Here's Mitchell inside. Left hand that time through Seb Griffin. Doing it on both sides of the basket, both hands. He's damaging with his right and he's just as damaging with his left. Ash would argue maybe not as damaging, but...
No, he's still very good. He's a talented player. He's just so elite going right, but as he's just shown, he can definitely go both hands if you let him catch it that deep in the paint.
Mataika, great take. Great finish with the left. Could he be a punch off the bench? Rasmussen gets the screen, now to Mitchell. Picks the ball up. Griffin, nearly. The play was on with a back-cutting Rasmussen. The pass was nearly on point, but it wasn't to be.
You see now Melbourne Tigers have made the adjustments to their lineup, going a little bit smaller with Bond coming in for Lockwood. That's trying to cater towards Sturt's lineup with Tame Mitchell at the 5.
Here's Twig trying to find a back-cutting Giddy, does. And it was in for all money until it was out. Griffin running the other way. 1 on 3, pulls up, gets his own rebound, now goes hard to the rim, right hand. Slapped out. Sturt will retain possession.
That was a really good pass by the Melbourne player. I think that was Twig. Obviously, Josh Giddy has the height advantage on Pryor, and just throwing that back door away from Pryor's hands. And Giddy wouldn't miss many of those.
Not at all. It's one he'd like to have back. Here's Pryor. Griffin. Decides against the handoff to Rasmussen. Now he picks up his dribble. Here's Mitchell for 3. Left wide open. And it's short.
I wouldn't let Tame Mitchell have too many of those the other day against Dandenong in the game that decided who went through. Tame Mitchell in the last, the last minute, I'd say, hit this huge 3 from that exact spot to ensure that Sturt came through to the final. So wouldn't give him too many chances because he'll make you pay.
Ben Christie quickly back into the lineup after a short break. This time for Seb Griffin. Twig, now Giddy. Outside, Adams for 3. That one's good. No, long 2. Foot on the line.
The coach killer, foot on the line. But that was better by Melbourne Tigers. Adams was there, ready to shoot. He was in rhythm. And that's what the rest of them have to remain. They have to keep doing.
Tyson Dyer out to Mitchell. Now Pryor for 3. That one's an air ball. Giddy up the floor, takes his man on, now crosses up another one, takes it strong to the cup, takes some contact that didn't go. Rasmussen. Now Tyson Dyer. Couple of hesitations, out to Mitchell, Pryor. Into Mitchell now, low block, powerful move, has to kick it back out. Christie for 3, shot clock winding down. That is nothing but the bottom of the net.
Nice shot by Christie. Crowd loves it.
Mitchell got himself into a little bit of trouble there as well, but made a very composed pass out to the top of the three-point line. Giddy, couple of hesitations. Outside, Twig for three. Back at ya. 7-point ball game in favour of the Sabres. Mitchell going right. Euro step is fouled. That's a strong, aggressive move. It's something you'd obviously like to see, Ash.
Just the Sturt boys, the reason why they're just so good is because every single one of them have that ability to get to the basket in 2 feet in the key, which is just forcing all the Melbourne Tigers players to have to help. Then it's forcing more rotations. More rotations we can get, the more open shots that Sturt's going to see. And you can just see Patrick Twig, Lockwood, Adams, they're being forced to continue to rotate. They're doing a heck of a job. And then when Christie comes out and starts knocking threes like that, you're probably thinking, well, what else can we do?
Well, that's exactly right. You know, pre-game, you know your shooters that you're going to close out to. And I'm going to say that Christie probably wasn't one of them in those pre-game talks.
But it is going to be interesting, Steve, in terms of Christie's played a lot of minutes so far. How much will the Sturt coach? It's the sixth game for him of the tournament. There is tired bodies out there. As you can see with Josh Giddy, he's making some fantastic moves, but just missing by those small inches and the layups. And it might bring back bad memories, because I keep referring back to the under-18 national championships where a lot of these boys played each other in that gold medal game. Giddy could make one in that game as well, and then all of a sudden in the second half came out possessed and knocked everything down. So these Sturt boys, knowing you could see Pryor is going to just keep that constant pressure, that contact. Well, probably not right now because he's on the bench, so I've just talked him up. The commentators curse, coming in slowly, but they're going to want to continue to show that pressure, send two to Giddy, force him to get the ball out of his hands.
As Mitchell's at the line, the July school holidays are right around the corner, and what better time to spend with your friends than competing in 3-on-3. The Melbourne United VJBL are hosting a 3-on-3 tournament at the State Basketball Centre. Entries close June 27. Head to vjbl.com.au and hit 3-on-3. And as you said, I mean, if it's not Dyer, or Pryor, I should say, going to Giddy, it's the next cab off the rank. And they're going to continue to just show that pressure time and time again. Giddy, hard to the basket. Great drop step pass into Pat Twig. There's that IQ just coming to the fray.
Sturt did a great job, sent two to Giddy, but that third defender forgot to drop there, giving Twig an easy layup.
Here's Dyer. Foul's been called on the floor. Christie, swing pass, Tyson Dyer, straight to the cup, strong take, banks it in. Mataika, Giddy on his right hand floater, that one just a little short. Christie the rebound, Sturt out and running, Rasmussen 2-on-3, goes himself, great take with the left, and it just rolls in. You make great mention that Keanu Rasmussen can score in bunches. And you've just seen a great take to the basket right there. Twig, Giddy, going to be hearing one of those two names. Giddy tries to split a double. Josh Giddy will head to the line following this timeout taken by the Tigers. Sturt 27, Melbourne 17. Do you feel as though Melbourne need to pick up the pace a little bit or just stick to what they're good at and they know they're good at? Obviously, a 10-point deficit.
I think offensively, that's the tempo they like to play at. It is a half-court game for them. They like to break you down, set you up on backdoor cuts. So offensively, I think they're in a good place, and they are finding some shots. They have missed a couple of layups, and Giddy's missed a couple of layups he'll normally make, so I wouldn't be too concerned that end. Defensively, they are trying to slow Sturt up, but maybe right now a trick for them could be try and make him a little bit more disruptive, force them to play even quicker. We saw in the first couple of possessions when Sturt played too quick, the shots weren't dropping. Right now they're able to get the ball down and then find their tempo and break down Melbourne's defence. So with their length that they have with Adams, with Twig, Quinlan, Giddy, especially the speed and pressure Bond can put on for a couple of minutes here, see it being a little bit more disruptive, getting up in lanes, making them play a little bit faster, works in their favour.
Expert commentary, Ash Arnott.
I don't know about the expert.
We're going with it anyway. As Giddy makes both at the line. Joel Dyer. Rasmussen. There's the pick and roll. Goes himself, Rasmussen.
Just like there, Steve. So obviously Seb Griffin's playing in that 4 position for Sturt. Just going out to set on-ball screens. Melbourne defenders, they can just switch that. It's a like-for-like size. But they're just going to be a little bit more aggressive on the switch. They're just allowing Rasmussen to turn that corner and give him time and space to be creative. And that's what he loves. He's licking his lips over that. So being a little bit more aggressive on that switch, jumping out, getting in their face, forcing him back to that half-court line. Just don't give him that time and space to be creative.
Here's the Tigers with the ball now with Bond. Quinlan. Adams and Giddy, 2-man game, finds Twig. That one's easy. Twig getting himself into the game now. Here is Rasmussen. A couple of hezzies. Twig playing some great defense. Tyson Dyer, step back. That one no good.
And that was better by the Melbourne defence there. Bond bringing that pressure and forcing a little fadeaway. Even though Dyer has the ability to make that shot, he's more comfortable in that rhythm jump shot.
Quinlan over to Giddy. Crossover. Another crossover. A little bit stiff, but Seb Griffin picks up the foul.
One of the things you just love watching Josh Giddy play is he just has that ball on a string. Those crossovers, they're so big, you think, oh, that should be easy to get, but it's so quick and he pounds it so hard. You see Seb Griffin there trying to time it, but just a little bit late getting that foul. Just when you think you've got him, he hits you with another move.
And here it is, could be on full display right here. Giddy round the back. Strong, takes 2 to the cup, puts 2 in.
And I must say, Pryor's doing an excellent job. He's trying to ruffle his feathers, but it's just the length and the size difference in the end that's catching him out. But, Dyer.
Absolutely. Joel Dyer, long 3.
That's
There's
what
another.
He does. It is what he does. And you can't give him that much room.
Saw him hit back-to-back in the first quarter, including a long-range one. That one is his 3rd of the day. Quinlan. Now Adams. Twig. That one from deep. Right back at ya. Tigers defenders speaking to each other. Trying to emphasise to go over screens, especially on Joel Dyer, which you just have to. That's a no-brainer. Tigers now in the penalty. Sturt will head to the line. 2 for 2, Keanu Rasmussen. And Sturt, once again, open an 8-point lead. Under a minute to go in the opening half for the Under-18 Boys National Junior Classic 2019 Grand Final. Gideon Twig, two-man game. Now it kicks out. Adams. Now Quinlan, long two. Sturt. Can they run something out in the open floor?
No.
Joel Dyer, wide open. You know the answer.
You've got to know where he is. He was licking his lips from half court. He knew he was getting that shot. And credit to him, he was down the stance, ready to catch that and let it go. I think everyone in the crowd knew the ball was going there as well.
Absolutely. Crowd side, everyone could see him wide open. Giddy, strong take to the rack. That one goes as we're about to end the half. A prayer to end it from Sturt. But you've been saying, Josh Giddy, you've been just missing that final part of his game right around the cup. That's exactly what we need to see from him in the second half if Melbourne are to be a chance.
Yeah, he's feeling more comfortable now, and he made that adjustment early in the first where he wasn't making it. It's a little bit higher off that backboard and softer touch, so we expect to see a few more of those in the second half. But Sturt, they're just doing a great job of getting the ball to their shooters. Other than that last one where they found Joel Dyer in the transition, most of those shots have come off penetration, 2 feet in the key, drawing those defenders in and finding him in a rhythm jump shot. So really good job by Sturt.
It seems to be throughout this opening half that there's a number of weapons from the Sabres. Obviously, Dyer from long range, Christie and Seb Griffin inside. Rasmussen came on, gave a punch off the bench, whereas you look onto the Tigers side, a lot of stuff's obviously gone through Josh Giddy, but they've only had a couple of others. Pat Twiggs popped in for a couple of points here and there. And then you're really looking for that third or fourth guy to really step up and provide a punch.
Yeah, well, it's going to be really interesting too going into the second half. We've seen Sturt only really rotate the 7 players, and Pryor coming on, he's obviously got a job on Giddy to try and ruffle his feathers, but the most of them, they're starting to log heavy minutes. Melbourne Tigers have probably done a little bit better a job of getting the rotation through, other than Giddy, who's played pretty much most, I think he's played all of the first half. So maybe a battle of tired bodies. In that last quarter, when the legs are heavy, does Dyer have that ability to knock down that shot? And he's hit a few from fair range. So will Melbourne Tigers, with these other guys like Adams and Twig that have made the threes to enable Melbourne to stay in the game, are they going to start dropping in the last quarter? So I'm really interested to watch the battle of the depth here with each team. And then can Sturt maintain the tempo? We've talked about they love to get the ball out of the room. They love to push. Let's see what Melbourne has to adjust to this style of tempo by Sturt.
Well, we've seen it before. In fact, we've even seen it already today, where this morning in the Under-18 Girls Grand Final, the Bulleen Boomers came back from a double-digit deficit to defeat the Forestville Eagles. The Boomers threw everything at the Eltham Wildcats in the Under-16 Boys Grand Final after reducing their deficit and even tying the ball game, but just couldn't hang on. So the Melbourne Tigers have a job to do in this second half. 9 points down as we enter the final half of the day. Here's Twig. Giddy for 3. You haven't seen that much today. Offensive rebound, long rebound. There's Twig. Giddy straight to the cup. Great drop in for Lockwood. That one's blocked. Giddy again, strong to the cup. And time again, Josh Giddy is going to earn himself free throw after free throw after free throw.
Yes, Sturt can't afford to give someone Giddy's quality continuous looks at the basket.
Two of two at the line there. Josh Giddy continuing to tally up his points for the afternoon. Griffin closely guarded by Bond. Here's Mitchell. Now Christie. Joel Dyer, hand in face. That's exactly what you need if you're the Tigers. Nearly coughed up, but has come off a Tigers leg. And the Sabres will have 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock here.
See if he curls here, Griffin. That stays up.
Griffin has to do something with it now. Attacks the basket. Shot clock expiring. And that was Tyson Dyer in the corner, pretty much putting up a prayer as there was 0.1 or 0.2 seconds left on that shot clock. How he got that up in time, I do not know. Here's Giddy, goes baseline. Kicks back out. Adams for 3. Not that time. And now you're starting to hear the Sabres up and about. Griffin. Now Tyson Dyer. Great little
sweep.
curl cut.
I'm interested in what he calls here on the ground or 2 shots, because he got hit as he caught it. Yep, on the floor. Good call by the referees, and great slip there by Mitchell. Really good read. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of attention being paid to these guys coming off these pin downs and staggered screens, the way they're shooting the ball. So really good job there by Mitchell just to make that read and get to the basket.
The Sabres certainly have done a lot right offensively so far today. Been really impressed by not only some of their sets, but they can get out and run and just find that open man. Small break in play. We're back underway. Oh, miscommunication there.
Got lucky there, Melbourne Tigers.
Griffin.
He's on his right hand too there. He's making me look bad.
Very much got away with one there, the Melbourne Tigers. Here's Giddy trying to work his magic inside, and there is some great hustle by Tane Mitchell. Not just Mitchell though, the collective Sabres there just help out. Joel Dyer showing his worth. And then Mitchell wrapping up Giddy. Robertson checking back into the game for Lockwood. And I think this is probably just an interesting 2 or 3 minutes here for the Tigers. Obviously a 10-point margin. They wouldn't want this to blow out to anything further. Griffin finds Christie inside. Great little lob pass. Puts it on a dime for Ben Christie. Too high for the Tigers to go and grab. Just the touch.
Sturt is doing a really good job. They're not forcing anything. They're making the reads and they're finding the right guys in open places.
Shot clock, single digits. Giddy with ball in hand again. Left, step back, goes to Twig for 3. Needs one of them to drop. That did just clip the ring, but Giddy tries to save it straight to a Sabre. Here's Griffin running the floor. Going left, going baseline, kicks it out, Joel Dyer. Spots up, wasn't quite there. Was about a foot inside the 3-point line. I think that was his problem. And a timeout is called to the Sturt Sabres, who have a 12-point advantage in this under-18 boys National Junior Classic Grand Final.
There's 5 minutes to go in this third. Stephen Griskey's just picked up his 3rd personal foul, so I'm interested to see what Coach Williams will do there. Will he keep him on? He's obviously playing some really good basketball for the Sabres, so I guess while they have the momentum, keep him on the court, but he just has to be very mindful. Sturt don't want him to pick up a 4th foul because he is causing mismatch problems.
Absolutely, he's not just a threat offensively, he's probably even better poised defensively for this Sabres squad, just stifling the Tigers.
Big body, long length in the paint. He may not get blocks, but his ability to change shots. It's been a little bit like Jordan Adams on the defensive end for Melbourne. I really like what he's done. He's not as tall as Griskey, but He's walling up. He's doing a really good job of being vertical, and it won't show up in the stat sheet, but he's changing shots out there. Melbourne just needs some of these guards to do a better job of containment. Early tall, a little bit more aggressive on these jump switches, and it is only 12 points. There's still plenty of time, but they have to chip away at it. And it's going to have to start on the defensive end, because like I said, offensively they are getting good looks. Those shots will drop. Defensively they need stops.
A couple of great cuts there, unrewarded by Bond. Has it in his hand again. Now goes to Robertson. Great tip by Twig. Gets another chance. Here he is again. That one was probably a bit more rushed, but Robertson the rebound again. Bond for 3. That'll help. Doesn't go though. Couple of good looks there by the Tigers. Dyer nearly pulls up uncontestedly. Griffin inside, and there's an offensive foul called on, I think that might be Gristy.
And that's his 4th.
It is. Quick substitution having to be made there. As you mentioned, 4th personal foul. Jalen Pryor checks back into the game.
So now Tigers have the height and length advantage with this Sturt lineup, with Adams, Robertson, Twig and Giddy. So they need to switch really aggressively. They shouldn't get caught on any of these pin down cuts or even slips if their switching's right.
Exactly what you asked for, just some aggressiveness using that length, and a great pass by Giddy.
And Giddy's going to have that mismatch on Pryor in the paint, so love to see him catch the ball more on that block and see what he can do from down low.
Here's Mitchell, great find to Griffin. Puts his defenders all up in the air, all 3 of them.
And that was just lazy on that weak side by the Tigers. Griffin just cutting to all the gaps. And this is the strength right here for Sturt. They're just subbing on Rasmussen for Dyer. So it's just more explosive scoring for them.
Quinlan also into the game for the Tigers. But you're right though, every time Rasmussen seems to come on, they understand that they can play their offense through him. Great back cut there by Twig. Lost Rasmussen.
And again, the height difference. They threw that ball up away from Rasmussen's length. A great find.
This one back to 8 points now. 3.5 left in the 3rd quarter. Pryor. What can he find? He finds Griffin. Now Rasmussen for 3. Offensive rebound, Pryor. Dyer hard to the rack. That one's tipped away.
And that was good. That was good there by Twig. Obviously, Rasmussen being the better shooter of the 2. He ran out aggressively into the gap to take away that one more pass, making sure he didn't close out Pryor too hard where he had that lane to get Rasmussen in the corner for an open shot.
Shot clock down to single digits. That one may have been tipped away. Here's Giddy looking to find 2 feet in the paint.
Oh my goodness.
Pryor's gone down, and it's Josh Giddy who made some form of contact. We might see it on the replay screen. Just watch the number 6, Josh Giddy, hands it off.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be Victorian bias there, but wowee.
And down the other end, Rasmussen makes the pay with 3 more to add to the total. This one back out to double digits. A couple of big plays there, going both ways to the Sabres. Giddy, ISO, goes baseline. And once again, he'll find himself at the line. Josh Giddy on screen. 17.6 points per game this tournament. Had 26 points in both finals to get the Tigers here, including a 1-point win in the semi-final. Trying to lift his squad in the last 10 or so minutes to a gold medal. Pryor finds Griffin. Goes hard on his left, now finding a post up with Josh Giddy. And he's collapsed with 4 or 5 Tigers.
Oh, my goodness.
And
again.
there was a little mix-up and a little bit of afters as the Tigers took the ball away, and it's gone against, I think it's Pat Twig.
And that's his 4th.
Let's take a look at that again. Not sure if the camera will pick that up.
It's after the ball is moved on. Griffin and Twig get caught up here. Oh, okay.
You just saw it on the far right-hand side of your screen. There's a technical foul also being called here.
I'm not sure who the tech's being
It's
called.
either on Twig or it's on Coach Giddy. And if it was on Twig, that would be his 5th. He's gone straight to the bench, so I'm not too sure on that one. But Griffin will shoot 2 at the line. The first one is short, and this game may just be quickly getting out of reach and out of control for the Melbourne Tigers.
Now, I think there, Steve, in terms of, obviously, Twig tried to set a screen in the backcourt on Griffin. Griffin didn't really have a chance to stand up, so I'm guessing that's why the moving screen or the charge, the block call was called against Twig.
I think he also may have just extended his arms a little bit. So it's certainly what the official may have picked up on. But nonetheless, it's a 10-point ball game, 46-36 in favour of Sturt. The ball goes to the corner. Pryor is unable to convert. And this has become quite a little testy matchup between these two sides who know each other really, really well.
And again, Giddy just finds that small little gap and is able to do some damage. I like the time out there by Sturt coach. Game's a little bit out of control both ways. It just allows them to take a breath and calm everyone on the floor and let them know, what are we trying to do defensively? What are we trying to get offensively? Because in the heat of the moment, the emotional, you can lose momentum just like that.
That's right, and he understands the position that his squad is in with a 10-point lead in this grand final. As you said, the pendulum can swing pretty quickly in these types of basketball games, so he just wants to make sure that his squad's settled, understands their role, what they spoke about pre-game. And they're doing a damn good job at that throughout the nearly first 3 quarters. As we have a break in play, our Basketball Victoria Country Associations take note because the Under-12 Skills Day returns for another year as junior basketballers are treated to 2 days of action-packed activity taking place over June 20 and 21. Here's your chance to develop your skills from some top coaches. Head to bvcc.net.au for more information. Richie Robertson at the line. Splits a pair, but Josh Giddy very quick on the offensive glass. 90 seconds remain in this third term. Giddy trying to find his way around a couple of Sturt defenders. Kicks that one out to Jordan Adams. Pull up is no good. How's the effort from Charlie Lockwood for the offensive glass? A couple of afters as well between him and Tyson Dyer. This one is well and truly heading up. Pressure will just go up another notch, I feel, in the final term, not just because of what's at stake, just what's been going on between these two teams. Rasmussen with an air ball. will light the fire even more.
Just watching Josh Giddy on the defensive end, he looks tired. The legs are heavy. He's obviously being paid close attention this game, and he's starting to catch up on him.
Well, we've played all 24 minutes up to three-quarter time as well, and if I was to hazard a guess, he'll play all 8 in the fourth term as well. That one's short from Giddy. Tyson Dyer comes up just a little bit proppy, might have turned the ankle there on that rebounding contest. If you take note of the number 13 in blue.
He's a tough kid. Tough kid, he'll shake it off. Yep, already done it.
Giddy goes baseline. Pops a little hip check from Seb Griffin. And they are in the bonus. Giddy another chance at the line. And slowly but surely, these last 90 seconds have been a positive one for the Tigers. They've earned consecutive trips to the line, pegging back that margin even before the three-quarter time siren is gone.
But most importantly, what they've got the stops. They've had the 2-3 stops in a row. They're getting their offense. But Sturt's strength is their ability just to score. So if they can get their stops, they've got a chance.
Rasmussen straight to the cup. There it is. Exactly what you're talking about. And we could potentially be seeing the final possession of this third term. Shot clock and game clock. Half a second difference. Giddy. What can he provide? Straight to the cup with his right hand. That one just rims out. Sturt probably won't get anything. There's only 0.3 on the clock now. That will round out the opening three quarters of this contest. Seb Griffin the heave. And at three-quarter time, the Sturt Sabres have come to Victoria and are 1 quarter away from being declared the 2019 Under-18 Boys National Junior Classic champions. They lead 48 to the Melbourne Tigers 40. Going to look at some key players heading into this last quarter, obviously from both sides, who can be the X factor that not only stands up for Melbourne, but can determine the result for Sturt.
Melbourne's the easy one. It's obviously Josh Giddy. All eyes are on Josh Giddy to see what he can do in this last quarter. We all know he has the potential to do something really special because we've all seen it before. But Sturt know Josh Giddy well. They're going to have a contingency plan for him. As you can see, they're sending that second, third defenders, just making sure that these other Melbourne Tiger players don't beat Sturt. I'm interested. I'm just looking at the Sturt bench right now. Grisky is coming back into the game with 4 fouls. And I look to the opposite bench in Tigers, and Twig is coming back into the game with 4 fouls. So I'd be attacking both of those players. They're not going to want to pick up their 5th early in this last quarter. So if they can attack that, whoever's playing against them, they are going to be backing off. They're probably going to have easier looks at the basket. Or if both of those players want to play aggressively, that's up to them, but they're at risk of picking up their 5th foul. I expect the Sturt boys to stick with this 5 coming on, with Rasmussen maybe subbing out one of the Dyer boys as it goes down. And then Melbourne Tigers, Giddy, he's not coming out of the game. If Twigs are not getting foul trouble, he's not coming out of the game. So we're locked in for an exciting last quarter.
Absolutely, 8-point ball game. What can Melbourne muster up down the stretch to provide an absolute grandstand finish? Here's Giddy. Shot clock now in single digits. Finds Lockwood. Lockwood kicks it out but is intercepted by Tyson Dyer. Now goes the length of the floor. Tough finish. That one doesn't go. Lockwood cleans up the mess.
And that was good aggressive D by Twig. Vertically going straight up. Oh my goodness. Again.
Jordan Adams strong to the basket. Kane Mitchell.
Credit to Mitchell. He does a fantastic job of trying to take charges.
We'll see this one on the replay screen, the Sportscast Australia replay screen.
He's hit him on the side. He's done a great sell job, but again, credit to Mitchell. He does the 1%ers for Sturt, and again, that's not going to show on the stats, but that's what's going to win him a Classic Grand Final.
Tough decision to make, but credit to Tane Mitchell there. Earns him. Doesn't just wipe off the Tigers 2 points, but earns Sturt the possession, and possession's going to be critical throughout this fourth term. Three-pointer, no good. Tane Mitchell, the rebound. Doesn't get that one to go. Thought that was dropping for a long time then. Mitchell at the line for two. The potential to make this one a double-digit ball game, unable to. The margin stays at 9. Here's Giddy, straight to the cup, goes one way, fakes the other. Josh Giddy, strong move. And they're going to need, arguably, another 10 or 12 points coming that way.
Tigers have gone to a zone now.
Here's Christie, inside, 3 on him. Strong move, doesn't go.
He got lucky there. That's great job by Grisky to get the ball in the paint. Got to finish. The Tigers bailed out there. Oh,
Giddy.
Another backdoor with Twig.
Now Adams. Giddy looking for a screen. Lockwood provides. Trying to get 2 feet in the paint again. Pulls up this time. That one's good. Josh Giddy heating up in the fourth. We've seen this before. Griffin. Strong take. Kicks that one back out. Tyson Dyer. Now Mitchell. Back to Griffin.
Tyson could have shot that. He was open, caught it in rhythm.
Tries to drop that one into Gristy, but there was too many Tigers, too many red shirts around.
That's what I mean. Sturt's now just had a turnover. I thought Dwyer did a great job. He's wide open. Knock it down. He can make that.
Great find. Giddy to Twig. Timeout surely incoming. There it is. The Tigers starting to roar. Smart timeout there by Jason Williams. Just needs to recompose, settle the troops. Because Josh Giddy, Pat Twig combination coming alive here in the fourth quarter.
And that change-up of D for the Tigers, it's clearly worked. It's now forcing Griffin to take that extra dribble a little bit deeper, trying to find the right pass on that one. Tigers able to got 3 plays through the key to be disruptive there and get the steal. It is a great timeout by coach there, just to slow them down, get through their zone offense. For the Tigers, they're taking advantage of that length now. They're going to those mismatches with Giddy and Twig, and when those two connect, it's a beautiful style of basketball. But going back to that, against the zone, if you can get the ball to go in the paint, kick out, and you have an open shot, especially someone like Dyer who can knock that down on a consistent basis, you've got to take the open shot. There's 12 seconds left in the shot clock too, so they had moved the ball. It wasn't like it was too early of a shot. And when you know, as an offensive player, when you know where the shots are coming from, when they take the open shot like that, you have a better chance to get an offensive board, especially against a zone defense. It's a lot harder to box out when you're guarding space and not necessarily a direct opponent. So the message is take the shot, Steve. Take the shot.
In a nutshell, there it is. Take the shot. You're open.
I got there.
You shoot the shot. Here it is. Corner. Dyer. Now Griffin. Shot clock winding down single digits again. There's another tip pass. The Tigers with a chance to potentially tie the ball game. And they've always stayed composed throughout this entire second half, have Melbourne. In fact, there it is. Josh Giddy for 3. This game has turned on its head. 49 apiece. The Tigers and the Sabres. It's game on.
Some bad memories coming back to some of these South Australian players. This is exactly what Giddy did in Townsville. Just decides when he wants to take over the game and he hits big shots.
Griffin goes baseline, kicks that out. Dyer, back to Dyer.
Great shot.
That is a great shot, as you mentioned. Joel Dyer.
Good ball movement. He's ready to shoot. Took the right shot. He's been huge today, Joel Dyer.
Here's Adams. Adams in response, no good. Gristy the rebound. This is Sturt's chance just to get some composure and put that lead back out to something comfortable. The shot was good, but it won't count. Here's this replay screen. Tyson Dyer out to Joel Dyer in the corner. Dyer open again. Back-to-back threes. Joel Dyer in the fourth quarter. Sturt back out by 6.
Bold strategy, leaving him wide open. It's not working. Got to get to him.
Wasn't working in the first quarter. It sure as hell ain't working in the fourth.
Oh,
Great find.
wow.
Josh Giddy to Charlie Lockwood. That's some pretty play.
They've got to know where Dyer is here. Look at him. He's just ready too. Love his movement off ball right now. He is down the stance. He's got those hungry hands. He's ready to let that go. And he has such a quick release. He doesn't need much time.
Here's Griffin, 10 on the shot clock. Joel Dyer in the corner.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't have much space, but puts it up anyway. Bit of a heat check.
Twig was lucky he did keep a hand above ball, but I just love, he's such a threat right now.
Twig. Bond. Adams. That one goes down. We're back to a 2-point ball game. One point ball game.
They're staying in the zone, Melbourne. It is working for them. They just need to know where these shooters are. Nothing easy. Kind of like what Twig just did before. Hand above ball. Everything's contested. And they're overloading this zone here.
3 minutes and change left. Joel Dyer to the hoop. Great little shovel. Little lay-in. That was excellent. Looking like he was going to use the left. Decided to use the right. That was excellent.
Look at this man go.
He is taking over this fourth quarter for the Sturt Sabres.
He's a scoring machine right now. Ooh, with that step back, Giddy.
Long three, Giddy. That one's short. Rasmussen looking to push the ball.
Don't give him too much on that right. Oh, there he goes. He takes it.
Goes baseline, now kicks it out. Now they've got the Tigers defence running rampant. And in fact, a little bit sloppy, the Sturt Sabres, and they put it out of bounds. The Tigers ball. It's a timeout in favour of Melbourne.
I like the take there by Griffin. I think it was just the wrong execution of move. He went to a Euro in a very tightly contested area where maybe that pro hop to 2 feet would have allowed him to get the ball up. But good defence by Melbourne Tigers on that one. And wow, Joel Dyer.
Mr. fourth quarter right now.
Well, he's missed all quarters.
He
the way
has
the
been,
game he's been playing.
Arguably.
He's just feeling it and he's taking advantage of it. Maybe that last shot was a heat check. Probably wasn't the right person to go up against with the length of Twig, but
he's picking his spots, isn't he?
He's doing a great. He's just his off-ball movement there. He's constantly working. He's finding the gaps, that open lane for the pass, and Sturt's doing a really good job of trying to find him as well. Now the attention goes to him. It's now Rasmussen, Tyson Dyer. These guys now need to step up. We know what we're getting from Griffin. He's going to keep coming. He does all the little things. Same with Mitchell. You know what you're getting from Mitchell. Can Tyson Dyer step up, knock that three down? Can Rasmussen make the big three? Because Rasmussen can light it up. And then for the Tigers, the other players around Giddy need to just make sure they're moving still, keeping active. That way they're keeping their defender accountable. They're not all just sagging off to Giddy on his drives and ball screens.
Great crowd has stayed in the house to watch the final moments of this under-18 final, and backdoor cut Giddy and one. It was a great find in the first place by Twig. Smart cut, great finish. Hoop in the harm. This is a chance to tie the ball game once again with 2:21 remaining. Falling short.
And those legs are heavy for Giddy. You can see he's fallen short in the last couple of free throws.
It's a great point you made. You made that in the third quarter as well. Griffin, Joel Dyer. You know it. You know it. He is lighting up the State Basketball Centre this afternoon. Putting the Sabres on his back in this fourth quarter. Another backdoor cut. Sees Josh Giddy again from Pat Twigg.
And now Coach Williams he's seeing that they've got the disadvantage of the pace defensively, putting Grisky back on the court to see if that length can't change things. And just a
Griffin down the other end. His and one opportunity.
interested there. He's called a block, but no one's. I'm just looking at the replay. They've called a block, but no one was actually in front to give the block there.
Josh Giddy certainly took a swipe, but
Griffin did a great job to finish.
That free throw doesn't go as well.
Tied bodies.
4-point ball game. 90 seconds left in this grand final matchup. Melbourne and Sturt, a long history between these two teams. We're in for another cracking finish. Twig, that one doesn't go. Hustle there from Adams. But it's Dyer that ends up with the ball. This is a big possession. Gristy goes up. Short. Doesn't get it to fall. 2 foot away from the basket. We're down to the final 60 seconds.
Giddy time.
Sturt by 4. Josh Giddy. Pass fake. Bank shot is good.
Giddy time.
Bank shot is good. It's 2 points.
Now who do they go to? Does Joel Dyer take it or do they go to Griffin?
Rasmussen.
Griffin's in the corner.
Joel Dyer. Mitchell.
Griffin wants, he's in the corner. Oh.
Griffin didn't get to him because Bond took it away.
Again, Giddy time.
Under 30 seconds now. 2-point ball game. Here's Giddy to the rack, left.
Wow.
It's good. Tied ball game. Josh Giddy is lifting this Melbourne Tigers team back into the game, and it's 62 apiece.
So it's important here to understand now that Sturt has called the timeout with 22 seconds left on a score. The refs will go to them at the end of the timeout, and Stephen asked them where do they want the ball. They can advance it or they can keep it on the baseline. Now if they advance it, shot clock goes down to 14 seconds, which will allow Melbourne Tigers 8 seconds to come back with a play. If he decides to take a baseline, he's going to get the full 24 seconds, which means Sturt will finish with the one shot, as long as they don't, obviously, bar if they don't turn it over. So it's a decision here for the Sturt coach. Do they advance it and they're going to lose that 8 seconds? Well, it's going to give Melbourne Tigers a chance, barring that they don't get an offensive rebound, or does he use the full 24-second shot clock? So Melbourne Tigers has to prepare right here for both. So the ref is now gone over to the Sturt bench where we're asking where does he want it? Does he want it on the baseline or does he want to advance it?
That's some really great insight there with 22.9 seconds left in this game.
And he's asked to advance it now. So once you decide you're advancing it, you can't change your decision. So the shot clock should go down to 14 seconds. I'm just waiting to see what's happening here.
Both teams have one timeout remaining. For those watching at home,
that shot clock should be at 14. No one's picked up on it yet.
It isn't to be. So Sturt are going to get the final look in the regulation period, it seems. Here's Rasmussen. Griffin. Big bounce. Christie the rebound. That one's in.
Timeout.
Christie the rebound, and it goes down 64-62. Ben Christie. He missed one of those only a handful of seconds ago. Probably with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this game. He missed the exact same thing, and he's rectified it. And he's put the Sturt Sabres in front with 3 seconds left in this ball game. How and what do the Melbourne Tigers do to respond? 3.2 seconds left.
I'll give you one guess. Who do you think the ball's going to, Steve?
If I had one guess and only one guess, I would guess and say Josh Giddy.
Isn't it amazing? Grisky's missed about 4 of those little tip-ins there, and he makes the one that counts.
He's had the ability to stay ready. And it's not the fact that he's missed the last 2 or 3. He's still put himself into that position to make the play. He's grabbed the offensive rebound a handful of times. He's stayed focused. And he's certainly made the one that counts, as you said.
So if Giddy passes this in, I'd expect him to get a handoff or something back. If not, you may find Twig for an open shot.
Here it is. Giddy with the ball.
Oh, wow.
He tries to find back-cutting Twig. Puts it up. That one rims out. And the Sturt Sabres are your 2019 Under-18 boys, National Junior Classic champions. And boy, oh boy, if you can see it on court, don't they love it. Congratulations go out to the Sturt Sabres. Under-18 boys champions. An outstanding tournament from the Melbourne Tigers as well.
Yeah, great job to Sturt. Credit to them. Melbourne Tigers fought hard to get that comeback, but all credit to the Sturt Sabres and Joel Dyer. What a game from him.
Absolutely. A number of Sturt players have really stepped up in the clutch when it mattered, but Joel Dyer, certainly the man of the moment today. His name in the spotlight. He did it from the start. Back-to-back trays in the first quarter. He hit another one in the second. Absolutely came alive in the fourth quarter. And the Sturt Sabres are victorious on this day. Presentations will be underway shortly, so don't go anywhere. And of course, they will name the game's most valuable player during that time as well. We'll also head down to head coach Jason Williams, I believe. And then presentations will shortly follow. So don't go anywhere, because it's been an absolutely excellent day, and it's been wrapped up with the Under-18 boys National Junior Classic champions, declared the Sturt Sabres. We're only moments away from catching up with Jason Williams. He's just preparing to speak to his team one final time to congratulate him. And in fact,
he's handed over to Seb Griffin.
He's handballed that very, very quickly, because we've got Seb Griffin courtside.
All right, I'm joined by Sebastian from Sturt Sabres. So first of all, how's the heart after the win?
Yeah, it's pretty sore, like it's pounding a bit. Played for 40 minutes, Melbourne got up, good challenge. It was all right, we pulled it out in the end though, it's all good.
And what was the message from the coach in the lead up to the game?
Just keep doing what we're doing on our weekend. You know, we had a tough loss Saturday night, but we put it out yesterday, and like we keep going on that.
And you and the Tigers have had a nice little rivalry over the last few years, so how does it feel to beat them in the gold medal game?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. You know, they got us in young 14s and stuff, but like, you know, we know they're going to bring a challenge, and it's good to get it out in the end.
What do you enjoy most about coming to Melbourne for the Classic every year?
We get a challenge every game. That's like, Victorian teams play hard ball for 40 minutes. You know, we don't get that a lot in SA, but it's good to come out here and play hard for a whole weekend.
National champions, how does that feel?
Nah, it feels pretty good. You know,
Thanks.
on to the next one.
Thanks, buddy. Back to you guys.
Well, it's a massive congratulations to Seb Griffin and his team, the Sturt Sabres, because they have played an outstanding tournament. Dropping just the one game in the group stage, which included defeating the Melbourne Tigers once again. They obviously started off on Saturday defeating the Tigers by 5 points. They went down to North's Bears and then subsequently defeated Dandenong to advance to the knockout stages. They defeated Diamond Valley by 14 in the quarterfinal, and they defeated the Nuttawading Spectres 77 to 60 in the semi-final, led by Joel Dyer and Ben Christie with 19 and 17 respectively. And it's been pretty much by collection in the grand final matchup. Presentations about to get underway, so let's head courtside for the Under-18 National Junior Classic presentations.
Joel Taker. And John Collins. Assistant coach for Melbourne, and team manager, that's and big thanks to my team manager and assistant coach, Julia Exposito. Thanks, Mike. All right, I think the Sturt Sabres won't any longer. Let's get Jason Williams up. Jason Williams, congratulations, Jason. Firstly, I'd like to thank all the umpires and all the officials. Without them, this is what we would have to say. Thank you for running the awesome tournament. So thank you for all your efforts. I'm not going to say commiseration, but I'm going to say congratulations. Your team is very well coached. You're a great team. Well done on all your efforts this weekend. You have a great supporter base, so thank you, and good luck to the future or whatever you choose to do. To my people, the amount that you sacrifice, boys, you guys are amazing. What you do for them, you get them to trainings. So thank you for all your efforts. Much appreciated. To my support staff, my team manager and my other managers, Phil and John, you guys are amazing too. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to run, so thank you for all your efforts. To my assistant coach, Ben, you keep me calm. All I have to do is just look at you and calms me down, so thank you for all your efforts this weekend as well. To my boys, well, I'm lost for words. From where we were Saturday to now, all your hard work, determination, commitment has come down to this. All the time that you spend in the gym has come down to this. So, well done. I'm so proud of all of this. Okay, and it's come up and get your medals. So, congratulations to everyone. Jackson Allen. Blake Bruce Hall. Tyson Dye. Yanni Rasmussen. Jalen Pryor. Benjamin Christie. Tane Mitchell. Hayden Wells. Joel Ballard. Ben Glidden. John Ballard. Philip Wells. And boys can take it.
Well, it's a massive congratulations to the Sturt Sabres under 18 boys National Junior Classic champions, wrapping up the 2019 National Junior Classic and another year of unbelievable competition. We want to recognise our broadcast partner, Sportscast Australia. Andrew McLeish and the team do a wonderful job there. To the tournament organisers, the VJBL staff, John Hilton, Adrian Campbell, Jason Payne, Lauren Brown, Peter Wise, Lynn Payett. To the event operations team, the media outlets, our technical officials, as well as all the volunteers, not just from a tournament perspective, but from each and every one of the associations that have come out here and competed in the tournament. We congratulate you all for another successful long weekend. Signing out from another NJC, wishing all of our international and interstate teams a safe trip home. Massive congratulations once again to all of our 2019 winners, and a big thank you to all of our viewers across the course of the weekend. We hope to have your company once again next year.